that I don't care is because everybody has an opinion, number one. Number two, I get paid for mine. Number three, and most importantly, it's my opinion based on the facts as presented. I'm not getting personal. I'm not deriding or denigrating anybody. I'm just calling it like I see it when asked or when it's part of my job.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and you know, I feel like he deserved a win.
From fighters and their trajectory and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
The reason I don't care, says Stephen A. Smith, is because everyone has their own opinion, but in my view, Manny Pacquiao clearly did enough to win against Mario Barrios. He criticizes the judges, calling the decision a robbery, and insists that while people are entitled to their views, this one just doesn't sit right with him. Pacquiao, he argues, clearly outperformed Barrios. Bobby Pacquiao agrees, expressing surprise at the outcome and questioning what the judges were watching to call it a draw. Although he firmly believes Manny did more than enough to secure the win, he admits they have no choice but to accept the decision, even if it feels unjust.
Why do you think the judges saw it the other way for the draw?
I'm long time. I'm a fighter also. I'm a fighter. 14 years in the ring, or 14 years in the ring. But I know the score. You know that. You know the score. So many judges, but I'm surprised that the decision is like that. You know, I'm surprised. But anyway, the judges and the decision is now. Let's accept. I really accept that decision.
Do you want to see your brother keep fighting?
Right now, just focus with family.
During a post-fight interview, rising star Kermel Moten shared his thoughts on the controversial outcome of the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios bout. Moten confidently stated that he believed Manny had actually won the fight, though he acknowledged the judge's decision to call it a draw. His remarks highlight the growing divide between fan reactions and official scoring. Moten also suggested that a rematch might not take place, adding another layer of disappointment to an already frustrating situation. Considering Manny's age and Barrios' status as a reigning champion, the decision not only stunned fans, but also closed the door on what could have been an iconic comeback story.
Pro boxing fans here with Kermel Moten. Kermel, we've just seen a draw between Pacquiao and Barrios tonight. What do you think?
It was a great fight, you know, and Pacquiao put on a hell of a performance, and much respect to Barrios as well. You know, it takes two to tango, so, you know, it's just an overall great fight.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and, I feel like he deserved a win. But, it's boxing, and, I'm not mad at a draw either.
Do you want to see a rematch, or do you think they should both fight other people?
I don't think I want to see a rematch. You know, Manny did. It was a great fight. You know, I think we should just leave it at that. I would like to see, Pacquiao and Mayweather too. You know, that's really the fight I want to see. And
Kermel on the undercard.
Definitely, absolutely. And so, yeah, that'd be a huge card.
What do you think of Barrios in there tonight?
I don't know. I think Pacquiao's style was kind of throwing him off. I've heard a lot of very skilled fighters.
Managing expectations was always going to be a challenge for a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Like, people often overlook how time affects a fighter's speed, reflexes, and power. Yet, despite being past his prime, Manny delivered a performance that was surprisingly high level.
Pacquiao last night was not a great fighter in his prime. He was a great fighter who was just a good fighter, who was still a better fighter than the world champion at the time. He was so great in his prime that when he came down levels to being good, he's still better than the good ones. He's still the goodest. That's what you saw. And the fact that when he was fighting in his era, his rivals were also watching that car go by every 3 or 4 months, 2 times a year at 200 miles an hour and catching more glimpses of it. But these young fighters, they ain't been watching that, bro. Even if they're watching it, they're not living it. They're not studying it. They're worried about their contemporaries and rivals. So for him, this was like, what is going on? The amount of adjustments that he needed to make, the southpaw, the in and out, the awkward angles, the underneath right jab, like all of this shit is like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And that was a lesson for a young fighter that really he had a privilege to learn. He got a gift last night. Barrios will be better from this fight forward than he would ever have been without it. Let me tell you that. This is what happens when you have a phenomenal, unique, absolute anomaly in the sport. That's what Pacquiao is. That's what he proved last night. I'm always the guy who decries when someone is robbed and when the fighter who should have his hand raised doesn't get it raised, and it's a crime to me to steal these from fighters and their trajectory and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
His ring IQ, footwork, and heart carried him through every round, revealing flashes of the legendary fighter who once dominated multiple weight divisions. Fans and analysts praised his ability to control key moments in the bout even against a much younger opponent. While no one expected a prime Pacquiao performance, he showed more than enough to earn widespread respect. The online boxing community erupted in outrage after the decision. One of the most vocal reactions came from BKS Secret Sports on X, whose post quickly went viral. He claimed that Manny Pacquiao had been robbed and had clearly outboxed Barrios. Fans rallied behind his sentiment, sharing similar frustrations over what they saw as a biased result. One fan commented, "Pac just got robbed. Wow, he completely dominated Barrios." Barrios didn't impact this fight whatsoever. Pac threw better combos, entertained the crowd more, and was clearly the better fighter tonight. Super rigged. Manny outboxed Barrios in the worst way possible. Are we serious? Despite ongoing debates around power punches and total output, one sentiment kept surfacing. Manny looked like he did more than Barrios throughout the fight. While critics argued that Pacquiao didn't go for the knockout or push harder in the later rounds, his performance was anything but passive. He moved with purpose, landed more meaningful combinations, and dictated the pace for the majority of the match. Many were left puzzled by how Barrios was scored equally on the cards. Even if age or strategy kept Manny from going all out, he still appeared to outperform Barrios' round after round.
Right, and
okay.
then 2 114s.
I thought Manny won.
Close fight. I think Manny did a good job towards the end. Last round I gave it to Barrios, but the last five rounds,
yeah,
the 12,
I had the same way.
It was Manny Pacquiao. I thought Barrios was gonna take it, but you know, I don't know what happened.
Well,
great job by Manny Pacquiao. Was 46 years old.
46. Look,
yeah, I mean,
and you know boxing, so people can't say that you're biased or you're just a straight.
I think he did great. I mean,
I think
for
he
his
won.
age, you know.
Regardless,
it's not the Manny that we used to know, but you know,
right.
Thank God he didn't lose.
No, he didn't lose. It was close to Jeff Horn. He didn't lose. Yeah. Bradley won. He didn't lose. And tonight he didn't lose.
Yes.
Another angry fan didn't hold back when reacting to the scoring. His frustration mirrored the sentiments of thousands watching around the world, many of whom felt the decision was completely unjustified. He took to social media with a blunt and furious post, claiming the judges in Las Vegas must be on drugs, maybe they were even paid under the table. Manny Pacquiao dominated the fight against Barrios. He won 11 out of 12 rounds icily, if not all of them. What a disgrace. When breaking down the fight round by round, many analysts agreed that Pacquiao clearly won at least 6 rounds. He consistently landed clean shots, showcased his trademark speed, and set up crowd-pleasing combinations. Even Barrios admitted in his post-fight comments that Pacquiao remains an incredible fighter with surprising punching power. What frustrated fans most was how close the scorecards turned out to be. If just one more round had been awarded to Manny, he would have walked away with the victory.
Have to face. And then all of a sudden, Manny just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie said it, like he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like, you get him with a 5-punch combination, I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that point. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was right. Like, I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think it froze Barrios for all these rounds. And so he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was one more round in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8, I think 8 was a little closer, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. But all he needed was one more round. And mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, Barrios comes out in the 10th. His trainer's like, hey man, you can't respect this guy. And it's tough because Manny pulls these tricks like where he's like trying to delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up, or he's like messing with the guy saying, hey, you're hitting me low, and even the ref had to be like, Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low. But he's so charming. You just look at him and you're like, I can't get mad at him. But Barrios comes down that 10th, has some really good body work, and you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have probably leaned Pacquiao, in my mind. But Barrios had some flurries. It just looked like he was getting better up. And it kind of looked like Manny was starting to wear down a little bit. It just looked like he didn't have, because I think it's just at 46. I just don't think he has those combinations in him the same way. Super entertaining. Had the time of my life watching him because he didn't embarrass himself. And I know a lot of people, I think the vast majority of people think that he won. I think the reaction to everybody was like, Barrios, you couldn't mess with a 46-year-old like Manny. They always say like, oh, you got to beat the champ. It's a stupid thing. I hate that, but people believe in that. Oh, you got to take the belt. I think a lot of people thought of like, hey, you got to annihilate a 46-year-old or the 46-year-old should win.
Before stepping back into the ring, Manny Pacquiao faced widespread concern from fans and boxing insiders alike. Many warned of the risks involved in fighting at such an advanced age, especially against a younger, more active opponent. Pacquiao proved them wrong. Not only did he go the distance, but he looked sharp and focused throughout. His footwork held up, his conditioning impressed, and his timing remained precise. What could have been a somber farewell turned into a powerful moment of redemption for Manny's legacy, proving he still deserves to be mentioned among today's active elite fighters.
Guys, I'm going to try and articulate what I've just seen to you, but it's really, really hard because when something defies logic and something defies what you were expecting, I mean, going into this fight, I was more worried about Manny Pacquiao's health rather than whether or not I thought he could win this fight. So to watch it and watch something quite incredible, I'm really going to struggle through this video. I've got a couple of interesting things to say. I've got a few insights to give to you. But the number one thing people that are clicking on this video who haven't seen the fight will probably be thinking is, was this legitimately a draw? And I'm going to try and answer that question for you in this video. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to A Guy Called Henry. This is my instant reaction to Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. So please smash a like on this video, subscribe to A Guy Called Henry if you're new, and get your comment in the comment section below. Do you think that Pacquiao won this fight? And what do you think he should do next? Guys, I cannot believe what I've just seen. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm so impressed. Manny Pacquiao at 46 years old had come back in the ring, and he would have broken the record as the oldest champion of all time, I believe. He would have broken his own record at the very least as the oldest welterweight champion of all time. And coming into this, I suspected that he had absolutely no chance. I thought after the Rukia Ampo fight that I saw, after the fact that he lost 4 years ago, I think it was, to Dennis Ugas, who Barrios had beaten, I don't think there was any chance of him winning this fight. But sometimes there's people out there that just defy everything you think and know. And I thought this fight was a gimmick. I thought this fight was a joke. And I can understand why people will question the credibility, the legitimacy of this result, because it is that mind-blowing. But go and watch this fight for yourself. See it with your own eyes. Manny Pacquiao was very good in there. He was very good in there. Is he the prime Pacquiao of old? No, because prime Pacquiao of old would have absolutely destroyed Barrios tonight. But Manny Pacquiao legitimately did well in that fight. Do I agree with the scorecard? I'm going to let you know what my scorecard was at the end of this video, but just talking in terms of what was happening in there, it was an interesting fight where Barrios was trying to use straight punches to keep Manny at bay, and he tried to counterpunch Manny. Manny would do his classic lunging in that he'd always do, and as he'd land those shots or hit the guard, Barrios would look to counter him immediately with straight shots. He'd also throw hooks to the body of Manny and straights to the body of Manny. Manny used a few veteran tactics in there to try and navigate those difficult rounds. He'd say, oh, it's a bit low, it's a bit low.
Former champion Fernando Vargas spoke candidly about Manny Pacquiao's performance. He acknowledged that Manny clearly wasn't in his prime, but praised his effort, heart, and determination. Vargas emphasized that Pacquiao gave everything he had in the ring, leaving it all out there. While the official decision left much to be desired, Vargas believed fans were grateful just to see Manny compete again. This was a great fight, everybody, he said. What do you guys think about it? I thought it was a very, very good fight. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Stay tuned.